welcome to our first virtual music class. I'm glad you're here. These short videos are designed to put you to sleep. Just kidding. Hopefully they won't be boring, but help us become better musicians as the year progresses. They are cumulative, which means each new concept is built upon what you just learned. It starts off pretty easy with things you may have learned in elementary school, but trust me, it does not stay there. If you're having trouble with a concept, it's a video. You can listen to it as many times as you like, but pay attention because there will be assignments and quizzes along the way. So let's get started. The beat. Just as your heart beats with an even pulse, or at least it should, the beat is the steady pulse of all music, so the steady beat never changes. Composers assign music notes and rests to represent the beat. So in this case, a quarter note right here is a note that represents one beat of sound, and a quarter rest is a rest that represents one beat of silence. So right now, all you got to do is clap, tap, or chant the following exercises just to practice reading quarter notes and quarter rests. We want to make sure that keep the beat steady. So for each quarter note, we'll say the word ta. For each quarter rest, we won't say anything. Ready? Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. How'd you do? Hopefully pretty good. Let's try number 2. Ready? Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. All right. Moving on to bar lines and measures. So in music, a bar line is a vertical line that groups notes and rests together. So this is a bar line, here's one, and here's one. The measure is the space in between two bar lines. So all the notes and rests in between two bar lines are called a measure. If this is measure 1, this would be measure 2. So any number of beats can be grouped into a measure. In this exercise, there happens to be 4 beats per measure. So all we got to do is clap, tap, or chant the rhythm. Make sure that we keep the beat steady. Ready? Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. All right, moving on to the time signature. So in 4/4 time, meter is just a way of organizing rhythm. This says sometimes you might hear it called a meter signature. I've never heard it called a meter signature. Most of the time it is called a time signature. And most of the time you will see this as your time signature, 4/4. Although it could be 2/4 or 6/8 or 8/12. It could be all kind of numbers, but most of the time you're going to see 4/4. The top number here will tell you the number of beats per measure. The bottom number will tell you the kind of note that receives the beat. So all we're going to do now is just clap or tap or chant this exercise. It looks kind of wavy, I'm not sure why, to practice reading the rhythmic patterns in 4. So you notice there's a 4/4 here, which means there's 4 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are rests, but they still count as a beat. So let's try it. Ready? Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Let's try this again and just count to 4, and then we're going to start over. So this measure would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So just count to 4 each one. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. I'm going to do it one last time, and this time you'll count to 4, but don't say anything on the rest. So this measure would be 1, and then nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay? Let's try it one last time. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right. How we do? Hopefully good. All right, moving on to the staff. So the staff is a series of 5 horizontal lines and 4 spaces on which notes are written. So notes are placed on a staff to indicate pitch, how high or how low each note sounds. So a staff is kind of like a ladder. So if notes are placed higher on the ladder or on the staff, it will sound higher than notes placed lower on the staff. Now on the staff, we have treble clef and bass clef. So a clef is just the beginning or the symbol at the beginning of a staff that tells you which lines and spaces represent which notes. So you may have seen these, maybe perhaps in elementary school. We got the treble clef over here and the bass clef over here. The treble clef is a clef that generally tells you notes that sound higher than middle C. So all these, if this is middle C, all these notes up here probably going to be on the treble clef. All the notes below middle C, the lower notes, are probably going to be on the bass clef. Now, if you see the treble clef and the bass clef joined together by this little line here, or a brace and a bracket, we call that the grand staff. So if they're joined together by this, it's the grand staff. And you read both of these together at the same time. If you don't see this line or bracket, then you read them separately. You would read this line, and then you would go down and read this line. Okay? Last thing we're going to do, the scale. So scale is just a group of pitches or notes that are sung or played in succession and are based on a particular key. So here's a couple ways to look at a scale. Now in this class in choir we look at solfege. That's how we do our scales. So you may again be familiar with this. This is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This looks like it says sol, but we're going to pronounce it so. If we were to sing it, if this were do, this would be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This is another way to look at it, going up. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, in a scale, the key is determined by its home tone or key note. So, for example, if this is the key of C, C is the home tone. So if we were to sing this scale, just saying the letter names, we would go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Or if we were to do solfege, same as what we just saw, it would be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to read and echo these exercises to practice singing the notes from the C major scale. So I will go first and do each one, and then you will just echo them after me, okay? You can look up here for reference if it helps. All right, this is the first one. Do, re, mi, your turn. Okay, my turn. Mi, re, do, your turn. Okay, my turn. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Your turn. Good, my turn. So, fa, mi, re, do. Your turn. All right, four more. Do, re, mi, re, do. Re, mi, fa, mi, re. Mi, fa, sol, fa, mi. Last one. Mi, fa, mi, re, do. And that's all we'll look at for today.